Yesterday, we hosted our first ever AME 2-second lean tour. And this was a great opportunity for us to show off all of the progress that we have made as people have touted us as one of the fastest lean transformations that they've ever seen. But somebody asked a question and we didn't get to answering it. And I thought it deserved its own podcast. So let's go. After the tour ended, I realized that there was one question that was asked that was not answered. And I felt that we need to dig into that just a little bit deeper. So I decided today to actually make the podcast all about that one question. And what is that one question, you're asking? What does your day look like, Brian? And how do you organize your time? As a business owner, we find ourselves wearing many different hats. And those hats can go from marketing to sales to maintenance. It doesn't really matter. You just find yourself in that hat. Wherever you show up to work today, that is where you're needed and that's where you fill in. In many ways, it kind of is reminiscent of the phrase, the buck stops here. Before lean, my time was really the tip of the spear, if you will. I was the one that was paving the way, finding new opportunities, and moving the business forward. I was only focused on trying to grow the business. Getting on the shop floor wasn't really followed with any sort of real intention. I wasn't looking at waste. I wasn't even looking how to improve the process. I was just walking through to kind of put my eyes on what was going on, but I really wasn't looking at how to make the processes better. And a big thing was I wasn't really focused on growing my team either. That's really hard to admit out loud. For 20 years, I had run this business, doing everything that I thought I knew, leadership as you go type of feel. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. We get put in a position where now we're leaders and now we have to figure out how to be leaders, but we just don't know what we're doing. We're just learning as we go. And as things progress, we just figure it out. But I wasn't doing a very good job of leading my people or growing my people. And that development was starting to take a toll on the business. Great employees got all of the attention. The rest, they were just kind of left to sink or swim. This wasn't a new phenomenon. This happened over 20 years of being in business. Every leadership example I had was about dollars. It was about pushing the business sales, pushing the business's revenue, pushing the business's profits. But it was never focused on the people. And it was always with that idea of everybody is replaceable from top to bottom. And we said that phrase a lot. When it came to creating what other people have heralded as the fastest lean implementation, it didn't start using my old leadership handbook. No, not at all. I quickly realized in the quest to build the business that I had saddled my team with absolutely shitty processes. In some cases, no processes at all. But remember, it was all set up as sink or swim. For our lean turnaround to reach its terminal velocity, I knew that I needed to change. And just like Marshall Goldsmith says in his best-selling book, what got you here won't get you there. My leadership needed a major overhaul. The first step in our lean turnaround started with me standing in front of my entire team and telling them that I had let them down. I had given them so much waste and so much burden and so little attention that they could barely see straight. But I was going to do everything in my powers to remove it right alongside them and make it better. And I meant it. This is where the phrase lean by doing came from. It started right there in that morning meeting. If you're looking to have a major impact on your lean transformation and changing your business, it's not going to start from your corner office as you show up late every single day after everyone else has started because you're comfortable. Being comfortable is what led me to this very intersection where I knew that it was time to change the business. During my time in lean, I have visited many companies and I've also hosted a lot of companies on a lean tour. And what I noticed was the leaders that are comfortable are the ones that aren't going to change. They're not up for the challenge. They're not going onto the shop floor. They're not holding their team to a higher standard because they're comfortable. So in order to grow, you must be uncomfortable. So it brings us back to the question. So Brian, what does your day look like? As our lean implementation got underway, I knew that I needed to be the one that led this charge. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that from my corner office. I needed to do it by getting out on the GEMBA and assessing the mess that I had created. So one of the first improvements I made was to get rid of my corner office and give it to the accounting team. Because for them, logistically, that office was better suited for them. Now, this is an office that I have occupied for over 11 years. And I knew that it had to go. When I said to my team that I was going to fix this mess, I absolutely meant it. And there was no way I was going to be able to do that by hiding behind some facade that my time is worth more than theirs, that I needed to be focused only on marketing or only on sales or only on growing this business. Absolutely not. I need to be on that shop floor, making improvements alongside of them. I also didn't need to be out cranking up new sales because, to be honest, we could barely handle the sales that we had without putting waste on everybody. We couldn't handle the sales we had without asking employees to put in crazy amounts of overtime and giving up time at home with their families so that we could create more widgets. So my first step was, let's find a way to make the widget faster and easier and not worry about the sales. Because what good does it do to walk money in the door and then walk it right back out the door? Lean is all about making everything count. So you should be looking at the sales you already have and finding a way to maximize the value as opposed to looking for new sales to be a Band-Aid to cover up your bad processes. So with all of that groundwork laid out for you guys, you may be saying, okay, Brian, lay it on me. How do you structure your day? It's going to start with this leader standard work board right here. That's obviously not my name. That's Joe's name. I borrowed his board. These are actually my tasks though. This is made by Fat American Manufacturing. It sits right outside my office and it has the 3 things that I consider to be the rocks or the most important things that I need to work on every single day to move my business forward. The cool thing is as I complete them, I can flip this to green like so. And this is a good accountability board because it sits outside of my office, so everybody knows whether I'm actually keeping up on the things that I said that I'm going to keep up on. Without leader standard work, what will happen is your day will just fill up. And I'm sure you can relate to this. You just show up to work and stuff finds you. There's so many things that need to be done that your day is just going to fill up. But if you don't take the time to actually focus on some of the important things, you're not going to move the business forward and you're going to be stuck in firefighting mode. But using leader standard work allows me to focus on the 3 things that are going to ultimately transform this business and remove the mess that I created. So let's dig into the 3 things that I'm doing every single day to make sure that I'm moving my business forward. So the first one is GEMBA walks 3 times a day. Now, I'm not talking about strolling through your shop, and this is a lot. 3 is a lot. I'm talking about going out on the floor, finding problems, fixing problems, trying experiments to see if you can change the business. So you could be stuck on the shop floor for an hour with 1 GEMBA walk. Maybe you only get stuck on the floor for 30 minutes. Other times it could be half of a day. We are practicing stop and fix. So when I'm on the GEMBA and I find a problem, I'm going to fix it right then and there. And every time I go onto the GEMBA, I find a problem. So a lot of my time is consumed in this GEMBA walk, but you have to be very intentional about it. It's not meant to just walk through the building, just kind of looking around, seeing what's going on. It's meant to like pick one area, go stand there, watch them work, and then ask them to try something different. Hey, let's see if this works better, or let's see if this helps your flow, and then try it. But you got to make sure you follow up again to make sure that you're not burdening them with more waste when you're trying to help them. Number 2 is coaching. Now, I don't put a lot of emphasis on what this means. On some days, this could mean a conversation or 2 where I'm trying to teach somebody something. I could be teaching them a waste. I could be showing them flow. Whatever it is, I'm just trying to make sure that that conversation is adding value to that person so that my coworkers can develop behind me. Other days, it may turn into a whole entire day of coaching, whether I'm helping a trainee or I'm helping somebody understand a new process or I'm working through some standard work, whatever it may be. I'm just making sure that I'm bringing people along so that they can learn. Now, coaching is very important. I mean, like very, very important. People don't learn until you take the time to pause, slow down, and show them how to do it. And that is what you have to do. So you can get on the shop floor and you can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. This problem is such a big problem, blah, blah, blah. Or you can say, wait a minute. Hey, come take a look at this. Give me your feedback and let's find a way to fix this. And then you go and you fix it, but at the same time, you're bringing that person along and they're learning. I like the coaching one because it becomes kind of omnipresent in my mind. So anytime that I'm on the shop floor, I'm always thinking, can I find a way to coach? Now, I will also blend this over with my GEMBA walks. So a lot of times I will take people on the GEMBA walks with me, and that's a great opportunity for me to teach them to see waste and also an opportunity for them to experiment with me on flow or on fixes or on improvements or improvement ideas. So I try to mix those 2. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone off of my board. And the number 3 one is creating lean content. And that one's a little weird, right? You might say, well, why do you have that? That doesn't help your business. But it does help my business because I have this incredible opportunity to understand lean and do fun things every single day. But by creating this content, I'm sharing it with the rest of the world as well as my team internally. So I will make content that is only being consumed internally by my team, whether that may be an improvement or a fix what bugs you or a stop and fix or whatever it may be. It may not be some curated thing for Lean by Doing, or it may be curated stuff with Lean by Doing. But the idea is that I'm trying to help my team grow, but I'm also trying to help other people's teams grow. I've been given the gift of being a great communicator, and that is something that I put a lot of time into. I'm also very passionate, as you guys can see. I really enjoy this stuff, but I've changed so many people's lives here inside my building. Now what can happen if I go out and change somebody else's life in their business? If I influence another leader, and that leader then influences his 50 people, and then we're really, really compounding the lives that we're changing. We spend so much of our time working every single day. More than 3/4 of our life is spent working. So we want to make sure that we enjoy what we're doing. And so many jobs, we hate what we're doing. So now if we create a place where people love to come to work and they look forward to Monday morning, well, that's just a gift in itself. And then after those 3 things, I'm just a fixer. I'm just somebody on the shop floor trying to make improvements. Now you may say, well, Brian, what if you just went out and worked on trying to grow the business? Well, I am growing my business, but I'm growing it from the inside out. I'm trying to make a baseline that we can actually scale to the point where it doesn't put a lot of burden on our team. If I wanted to be comfortable, I could go chase sales. If I want to develop my team, I'm going to be a little gritty. It's going to be a little messy and it's going to be a little stressful and I'm going to have a little anxiety, but that's okay because it's part of the process. Most of my days, I end up with dirty hands, a cell phone full of missed messages that I haven't gotten to, but a huge sense of accomplishment and the things that we're doing internally. So there you go. That's a snapshot into what my day looks like. And that is how I'm moving my business forward. So when you look at your lean implementation, how much effort are you putting into it? Are you having restless nights of sleep because you're thinking about it? If you're not, maybe you need to be a little more uncomfortable and a little less comfortable and get out on the shop floor and change your business. So before I go, I do want to share something with you guys. I have something really big coming up this summer. I've actually written a book. It is the Lean Leader Action Guidebook. It's 10 action guide steps to change your leadership so that you can make a powerful lean transformation. I'm going to be working on doing an audiobook for this and getting it into print. Hopefully it'll be out in August, September at the very latest. Something I'm very, very excited about and really excited to share with all of you. So keep your eyes open for that, and it'll be a lot like what we talked about today. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching another episode of the Lean by Doing podcast. If there's content that you would like to see, drop it in the comments. If there's something that you would like from me, just message me. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. I would love to come for a visit. You're also welcome to come visit us. And make sure you hop down into the video description. There's a link for a lean toolkit. It's free. It's a bunch of stuff. Morning meeting templates, improver board, a lot of great tools in there that you can use absolutely free, and they'll help turbocharge your lean implementation. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our channel and you will get more videos just like this. And also, keep your eyes peeled for the AME 2-Second Lean Tour with Fat American Manufacturing. That will be in your face very shortly.